In this video, we'll be covering how to write a fantasy novel in 12 steps, complete with examples to guide you along the way. So, grab your quill and parchment, and let's get started. The first step in writing a fantasy novel is to come up with a unique and captivating idea. This will be the foundation of your story, so take your time to brainstorm and let your imagination run wild. It could be a fresh twist on a familiar fantasy idea, or a completely original concept. For example, in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings series, the idea of a dangerous quest to destroy a powerful ring and save Middle-earth from the forces of darkness is a unique and timeless idea that has captivated readers for decades. Once you have your unique idea, it's essential to outline your novel. An outline acts as a roadmap that helps you organize your story and keep track of its structure. Start by outlining the major plot points, character arcs, and key events that will happen in your story. This will provide you with a clear direction as you start writing. Here is an example outline for the first Harry Potter book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Next, let's talk about developing your characters. Your characters are the heart and soul of your story. Give them depth, personality, and motivations that drive the plot forward. And remember to create well-rounded main characters, villains, and supporting characters that readers can connect with. For example, in Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson and the Olympians series, the main character, Percy Jackson, is a young demigod who embarks on a thrilling adventure in the modern world of Greek mythology. Percy's character is well developed and undergoes significant growth throughout the series. In fantasy writing, world building is crucial to creating an immersive and believable story. Develop a rich and vivid world for your story to take place in. Consider the geography, history, culture, and magic system of your fantasy realm. Describe the landscapes, cities, and creatures that inhabit your world. For example, in Patrick Rothfuss's Kingkiller Chronicle series, the world is known as the Four Corners of Civilization, and is made up of several distinct regions, including the University, Tarbean, and the Fey Realm. Each region has its own geography, climate, and culture, which add depth and authenticity to the world. The starting paragraph of your fantasy novel is crucial in capturing the reader's attention and setting the tone for your story. Make it engaging, descriptive, and intriguing. Introduce your protagonist, the setting, and the conflict that will drive your story. For example, in Neil Gaiman's Stardust, the opening paragraph immediately transports readers into a magical world beyond the wall and sets the stage for the adventures to come. Once you have your starting paragraph, it's time to dive into writing your first chapter. This is where you establish your story's setting, introduce your main characters, and set the plot in motion. Use descriptive language to paint a vivid picture of the world your characters inhabit, and hook the reader with a compelling opening scene or event. Take inspiration from authors like Ursula K. Le Guin, whose first chapter in A Wizard of Earthsea captivates readers with its vivid description of the magical island of Ghent, and the mysterious shadow that haunts the protagonist. As your story progresses, it's important to build towards an exciting and climactic moment. This is the peak of your story's tension and conflict, where your characters face their greatest challenges and make pivotal decisions. Plan and develop your climax carefully, making sure it's satisfying and resolves the main conflicts of your story. Look to authors like Brandon Sanderson, known for his epic climaxes in the Mistborn series, where characters face off against formidable foes, and the fate of the world hangs in the balance. Here is an example of climatic scene from the Mistborn, the Final Empire book. After the climax, you'll need to continue writing the remaining chapters of your novel. These chapters will build upon the established plot and character arcs, leading towards the resolution of the story. Make sure to maintain consistency in pacing, tone, and characterization. Keep your readers engaged with compelling conflicts, plot twists, and character development. Take inspiration from C.S. Lewis, who masterfully weaved magic, adventure, and profound tales into the later chapters of the Chronicles of Narnia series, keeping readers captivated until the end. Here is an example of Chapter 16 from the first Chronicle of Narnia book, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. This chapter comes right after the climactic scene, where Aslan and the White Witch confront each other on the battlefield. It keeps the story moving forward, while also providing a much-needed breather from the previous battle scene. The ending of your fantasy novel is the final payoff for your readers. It should bring resolution to the conflicts, provide closure for the characters' arcs, and leave a lasting impression. Consider the tone and themes of your story when crafting your ending. It can be a happy ending, a bittersweet ending, or even a cliffhanger that sets up a sequel. Take inspiration from authors like J.R.R. Tolkien, whose touching and hopeful ending in The Return of the King wraps up the epic journey of Frodo and Sam, while leaving readers with a sense of awe and wonder. Once you have completed your first draft, it's time to self-edit your novel. Read your novel carefully, checking for grammar and punctuation errors, inconsistencies, plot holes, and pacing issues. Polish your prose, tighten your dialogue, and ensure your story flows smoothly. Consider seeking feedback from beta readers or hiring a professional editor to provide valuable input. Self-editing is a crucial step in refining your novel and making it the best it can be. Choosing the right title for your fantasy novel is important, as it's the first impression readers will have of your story. Your title should be catchy, memorable, and reflective of the tone or content of your book. Brainstorm potential titles, and test them with friends or fellow writers. Consider the titles of popular fantasy novels like Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, or Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling, which are both descriptive and intriguing. Congratulations! You've put in the hard work and completed your fantasy novel. Now it's time to share it with the world. There are several options for publishing, including traditional publishing, self-publishing, or hybrid publishing. Research the different options and choose the one that best fits your goals and budget. For beginners, we recommend using a tool like Imagine Forest to publish your book online for free and share it with your friends. This is a great way to get comfortable with your writing style and not worry too much about any mistakes made. And that's it. Follow these 12 steps to write and publish your own fantasy novel. Remember, writing a novel is a challenging but rewarding process that requires dedication, creativity, and perseverance. Don't be afraid to revise and refine your work as you go along, and never give up on your dreams of becoming a published author. Good luck on your writing journey. It's time for today's lesson challenge. Can you come up with at least 3 descriptive and magical book title ideas for a potential fantasy story? Thank you for joining us today. For a written guide on how to write a fantasy book, as well as other useful resources, please see the links in the video description below. That's all from us today. See you next time.